Hey guys, how's it going? We wanted to put together a quick little video to kind of tell you where our targets are at, show you some of the updates that we've made, and then to put together a quick little install video for you when you're assembling your targets. So first off, we've made some revisions of the targets, starting with the hooks and the brackets in the pieces. We've gone to square holes for all the install holes. That's going to really help you out because now we're using carriage bolts. So carriage bolt goes in the hole, the square mates up, and now you only need one wrench when you're installing these. We've got our extension bracket. We've made some changes to this. We've streamlined some parts. We've got our bumper built in now. And again, square holes. We've shaved some weight off of it to get shipping costs down a little bit. The uprights, again, we've got square holes. These are AR500, as are the hooks. And the targets are AR500, as well as the side legs. So yeah, square holes. We've got holes on the top and bottom, as well as in the middle. So if you're doing a double hook assembly, you'll have hooks in the middle and on the top. And then these are modulars, so you also have the option to stack two together if you want. If your ground slopes down at the back of your range and you need to get more height, you can get up to about 4 feet. And then that brings us to the bases. So we've got our side bases. These are still adjustable for different angles of the berms that you're putting these in. And then we've got a pretty sweet leg locker design here that locks everything together. So when you assemble these, you flip the little leg locker over, and now you can actually pick these up with one hand and everything stays together. And then on the front back leg, we've got just some weight shaving going on here. We've got a cool little design that makes it a lot easier. We'll get into that for adjusting angle. And then, yeah, that's about it. Just to make everything work together with the leg locker design. All right, let's put one of these together. So we've tried to make it so you cannot put it together wrong. It doesn't matter how you stack pieces, what side the bolts go in. Everything should work out as long as you have the hook upright, obviously. So you're either going to be assembling one with 2 hooks or a single hook. Most of them are probably going to be single, so we'll just do a single. So I'm just going to take my upright, I'm just going to throw a couple bolts through it, like so. Then I'm going to grab my extension piece. It's got 3 holes in it, so you can either have it, a little shorter for a total height of 2 feet if you're packing things away into some of these carry bags. Otherwise, you can go up a little higher if you want. And then I'm just going to throw a couple nuts on here. Get them hand tight. They're lock nuts, so I can't get them any further by hand. And then I'll just take my wrench and just snug them up. The lock nuts work really good. Once these are tightened with a wrench, I've never seen one come loose. And then the same with the hook. You can either put it underneath or above. I'll throw it underneath. Again, throw a couple bolts through. Our carriage bolts are 3/4 of an inch long, so they're not excessively long, to minimize the amount of wrenching that you have to do and to minimize the amount of bolt that sticks out through the other side. We're done with the hook part. It's that simple. Next up, we're going to work on the mounting for the bases. So again, we're just going to take 2 of the carriage bolts, put them through the bottom. So now here you have the option to use lock nuts just like we did up here. Otherwise, we include 2 of these locking wing nuts for each base. And that gives you the option to do this portion of it toolless. So I like that. That way when I'm in the field and I want to make changes to the angle that these are sitting at, I can do that without having a wrench present. So yeah, we're just going to put 2 of the bolts down here, get the wing nut started. And now this is intended to be able to attach onto here without needing a wrench. So once you get it lined up, it should fall right in. And then you can finish these by hand, like so. And then if you want to, you can always snug them down. Just grab any target and just kind of use it as a little wrench and just give it a little, like an 1/8 of a turn. These wing nuts can be broken if you torque on them too much, and you don't need to. So just give them a little snug and they're good.
So now let's say you're setting up and you want to change this angle, you can just loosen them up like that, lift, change the angle, and now you're ready to put these up into the back of a berm, like so. So yeah, we did as much as we could to make it as easy for you to make adjustments and for assembly as possible. So I'll put this back to the vertical position, like that. And lastly, we're just going to take the side legs, put them on like that, and there we have it. Hang your target, boom. There's one more part, that's the leg locker. So that's just going to go on like so. You can either have it on the front or the back. I'll probably go on front. I think either way, these are AR-500. I don't think they're going to be bent, but I'll put it on the front. I think it probably can take bullets a little bit better if it's on the front. And then the nut goes on, just like we've been doing, and snug it down. Probably be easier if the legs were disassembled, but almost got it here. I'm going to leave this just ever so slightly loose, and that way this can be used like so. So yeah, you flip that over and now you can just pick this whole thing up with one hand, which is really nice for when you're out there just moving targets from one point to the other. And when you're ready to disassemble, throw that lever and it comes right apart. All right, so let's say you're setting up a match and you find out that you want to add more height to your target stand to get the target up higher off the horizon. Simple. Just throw this, unlock the leg locker, loosen these up. So we're going to take these all the way off. We're going to grab our extra upright, simply bolt it on using a couple of the lock nuts. There's a little bit of room for play, so I'll just make sure it looks straight. Looks straight enough. Snug those down. Again, those aren't going anywhere once they're snugged down. And now look at that, we have 4 feet of height. So I'll put these back on to make sure this doesn't tip over on me. I should probably lay it down. There we go. And now I'll get these wing nuts started. So yeah, all you should need in the field is just one 7/16 wrench. That should do everything for you. And then now, yeah, we're putting this on here. Like so. Snug them down. Look at that. It's got a lot of height. We haven't tested it with 3 of them, but I'm sure it's an option depending on how heavy your target is. The bigger targets they might swing more, so that might be more prone to tipping over. But another thing we forgot to mention back down here on the base is if you notice that these legs are flat on the ends, so you can always put stakes in to keep these down. We haven't ever seen these tip over, but if you're doing things where maybe you're putting it in a berm and the ground isn't so hard and you just want to make sure it's a really important match that it doesn't tip over, you can just get some landscaping stakes and pin these down. So yeah, again, about the way the targets work is that they don't swing side to side. I mean, they do, but minimally. You get a consistent target reaction, front to back. Good for repeat shots. We don't have to wait for it to settle. Very modular design, just simple and reliable. So good luck out there. Enjoy the targets.